Matt Lenihan Boxing Social in association with Empire Fight Store and R King's Competitions. We're here with Dave Coldwell. Dave, first off, why are you not in Bilbao? I thought you'd have been there.
Because I've got Laurent Richards fighting on Saturday.
You have. But I was looking, I was seeing all the posts and I thought, there must be a reason why. Good.
I've got too much on. There's the GBM show here that I'm doing some stuff for them as well, and I'm working the show on Friday night. Laurent's fight on Saturday. I've had Ellis sparring Dalton and Smith over at Steel City this morning. I've had Dan Tower sparring Sam Hickey over at GB this morning. I've trained Opie and Lerone and Stephen this morning. So yeah, I'm too busy. And then I've got to take my boy football training in a bit.
And let's be honest, we don't want to upset you anyway because it's not been the best of seasons.
Yeah,
I mean,
I can't be confident in playing Tottenham. That could end up 5-5
to anyone. 5-0.
Well, not to
anyone.
Yeah, or it could end up 5-0. It's one of those. You just don't know. You don't know who's going to turn up.
We'll see, but up the Spurs just for tonight. No, be a good season for us if you lot caked it in the last one.
Why do you need somebody else's failure to prop your own team up?
We're already propped, but it'd be the icing on top of the very, very good cake. Anyway, football aside, because it's touchy. The boxing. Look,
yeah, because that's not touchy at all, is it?
Boxing's good, isn't it, at the minute? Look, before we talk about this show, I want to just come on from last weekend. We saw a terrific heavyweight fight, a rematch between Dave Allen. I think everyone will say this. Don't know what your own personal experiences with them both, but two of the nicest blokes you'll meet in boxing. Dave, for many years, I think, admitted himself, he sold himself short, I think, on a couple of occasions, but he's had that moment, he got the title, and it was a hellacious knockout as well to finish the fight. Just talk to me, just give me your reaction to what was a brutal ending.
You've just said it was brutal. That's the word I was going to use. The ending was brutal. It was vicious and brutal, but it was so intelligent as well. Mm-hmm. So intelligent. Distract upstairs, go downstairs, create a gap back upstairs, take him out. Beautiful. He used his experience. He was composed. He was very, very calculating what he was doing. Never rushed anything. Saw that Johnny was using a lot of energy. He was like, okay, I'm just going to make you use more energy. I'm going to make you work, and then I'm going to get you. And he just kept digging downstairs, horrible body shots, and he was old school. It was good to watch. I loved it. I loved the performance. It was a great ending. I just liked what he was doing. I felt for Johnny because that's a bad knockout. Especially fighters land on the face. It's always the most spectacular, but if you're on that side, it's the worst. So it's the most devastating. But he seems like he's got. I only know him to say hello to, but he seems like he's got a good head on his shoulders, and he's, he knows that he's not got no amateur experience. He's learning on the job. Mm-hmm. So it's like you're going to have things like that happen in boxing. This is heavyweight boxing, and when you come up against somebody that's got that experience that Dave Allen's got, and when you're a little bit green, we've seen it before in the past. Things like that can happen.
I think you've got to say as well, fair credit to taking the rematch because he could have easily swerved that and gone another route. Yeah. And I think, in hindsight, people will go, oh, well, he could have done this, and this. But at the end of the day, it's boxing, and you win, you lose, and you can always come back and build again.
You do, but you've also, I get that. Isn't it? It is, on the fighter's point of view, it's the balls, it's the. No, I'm not having everyone saying that, I got fortunate and he got robbed and stuff like that. So there's a pride there, but also you've got to look at what happened in that fight. I'm talking about I'm a manager as well. Yes. So from a manager's point of view, I would look at that fight and I would think, yeah, it was there was too many things there that you would say that in a rematch. It's all right saying in 4 months. In 4 months, it's all right saying, oh, we're going to learn from that fight. But your next fight is straight away. You've got to go back into that pressure cooker with that memory of what happened in that fight, and you're going to have learned from that fight. How much can you take from that fight and then deliver? But then, are you forgetting that the other guy is now going to learn? The other guy who's got the experience, the other guy who maybe went in there thinking, this is a good kid, he's a prospect. I'll give it a go, see how it is, and if I feel as though I've got him, then I'm going to give it him. But have I still got it to beat him? Now he sniffed that out and he knows that he can hurt you and he can take you out. then he's calling on all that sparring that he's had for years around with top fighters, elite fighters, all those fights that he's had at a higher level, and that mentality of himself where he doesn't get giddy and doesn't get excited, right? That calming effect, that calming mentality means he's going to be very calculated in there. And that's what you saw, calculated, composed, very, very, very fucking spiteful in what he was doing. And he's tough.
Yeah, he is.
So it's not like... the other thing about taking a rematch straight away with something like that is it's not like, okay, well, he's chinny, we'll catch him next time. No, Dave Allen's never shown anything about being chinny. So you know that even though you're going to land these shots, you know that the fucker's still going to keep coming, you know, and it's still going to be a grueling fight. I just... From that side of things, you ignore the noise and you don't take the rematch straight away. Remember Canelo got a draw? Yes. Never took a rematch. Got a draw. Yeah. Never took a rematch. Did it harm Canelo's career? No. Do you know what I mean? But I get it why they did take a rematch. I'm not knocking it. And as a fan point of view, you want them to take the rematch because you've got nothing invested. So from somebody that's got nothing invested in Fisher or Allen, I'm glad they took the rematch because I enjoyed both fights. I thought both fights were crackers. Somebody that's looking after Fisher, if I'd have been advising to not take it. Ultimately, the fighter employs the management, the team that decide we're going to take that fight. But the fighter's pride sometimes can get in the way.
100%. Look, on the flip side to that, Dave's opened the door for some big fights. Now, I said this to Adam Smith, and call me crazy, call me stupid. So, no. Hear me out, right? So, for him, you want him to earn a lot of money. Ideally, eventually, maybe fight for a British. And I looked at maybe an Adelaide, a TKV, but then started thinking there's a few other fighters coming back. No, wait. Sam Jones said this, and I actually like.
Oh, if you listen to Sam,
this is why I think he said it on TalkSport. When you look at the performances, right, of a Deontay Wilder, hear me out. In the last few, he's coming back. June 27th. He's got a lot of. Adam Smith actually said it. He actually loves Sheffield to Deontay Wilder, and he's been here numerous times. Could you imagine a scenario where he headlines against Deontay Wilder, whatever version it is? Look, he'll always have his power, but in terms of a fight for him that I suppose is very dangerous, but a big fight.
In this world where there's Riyadh Season, Seller, Turki Al Sheikh, you can't write anything off in boxing. So could I envisage that could happen for him? Yeah, I could. Is it the Deontay Wilder that's the scary motherfucker of the past? No, it's not. I don't believe that Deontay Wilder is ever coming back again. And certainly with the layoff that he's had since his last fight, it's not got any better. It's not going to get any better. It just don't look like he's got the legs anymore. So I get what you're saying.
That wasn't too wild, that was it?
I'd like him. Yeah, I suppose, but he'd get paid massively, and that ultimately that's sound. But I think from a realistic point of view, I'd like him to fight for a British title. Yeah. So
the winner of Adelaide and TKV rematch.
Yeah.
You give him, obviously that fight as well pays him decent money as well.
It'd be a good fight, and then especially would it? Is he? So he's with Matchroom.
Yeah, 2 fights now with Matchroom.
Adelaide's with
Queensborough,
and TKV is.
I think TKV. I don't want to say this if it's wrong. Maybe Boxer.
Right. Well, if Adelaide wins the rematch, then it could go on a Queensbury Matchroom 5v5, and then the big bucks are out. So.
Or if Wilder needs another one before a potential Joshua.
Yeah.
Pappy Dilla pay-per-view could come back.
Yeah. Maybe so.
Well, let me ask. We lightly touched on this the other day, but Manny Pacquiao has been confirmed now. The poster's come out today. He's put it back. His son's actually fighting on the undercard as well with him, which
just makes it even better.
No, but
it just makes it even better. No. I'll tell you what. Rematch to Ben Eubank. Let's get dads on. Fucking hell.
But yeah, that's been signed, sealed, delivered, and confirmed. He's landed. He's training in LA as we speak. I know you weren't a big fan of it before, but
do you think that's changed?
It's what do we do when we can bring someone back and sort of put him in that rank? Because he's been given a Legends pass, but ultimately
these just that's like when they brought out that, what was that, where they give, if you're a special No, they were champion,
Franchise.
fucking franchise champion. Just pulling out all these out your arse. So he's got a Legends pass.
I don't mean an official pass. I'm just saying. They obviously he looked at his legendary career, aren't they? And that's his pass. That's why.
Career.
Yeah.
But he's 6 years since he last won a fight. He's about 46 years old. His last exhibition thing that he did, he looked horrendous, and he's bypassing all these fighters that've been paying sanctioning fees for all these fucking alphabet WBC interim fucking silver international intercontinental titles, and he's just jumped straight in to get. It's bollocks, it's bullshit, and it devalues WBC. WBC is the best title out there, but you're slinging it in trash. And I said something on Twitter about it, and then Mauricio replied, and he tried to quantify it by saying Sugar Ray Leonard was 30.
Was George Foreman used as well as an example? I can't remember.
But they'd fought.
Yeah.
They'd fought the way back to a title shot. Not Leonard was out for 3 years, but he was 31. There's a big difference between the deterioration in a fighter from 31 to 46. Huge difference. Don't even come at me with that one. Huge difference. In a normal standard man that does keep fit shit, there's a big deterioration towards 31 to 46, normally. But to be an actual, I don't agree with it. And it doesn't matter what you say, I'm not going to agree with it.
And look, it's happening either way. We just hope everyone comes out of the ring safe, as we do in any fight.
Like I said, Foreman fought his way through. Foreman fought his way through before he became heavyweight champion at 40, whatever it was.
Yeah.
It was.
Well, look, let's end on something positive. This show, outdoor show, a big step for GBM. They've been building up, and look, the quote-unquote small hall shows, etc., been building to a moment like this. You've got Maxie Hughes on the card, headlined by Terry Harper, some banging fights like Ed Hardy on the undercard, some terrific fighters. How pleased are you to be covering this show? And it's a big statement.
Buzzing. It's a great statement from GBM. They've pulled out all the stops. It's Doncaster Rovers football stadium. I'm just praying the weather stays nice. Do you know what? Stadium show, when you got a good crowd in there, the sun shines out, good fights, really good fights, local derbies, bit of needle, quality championship fights up at the top of the bill. They've done a really good job, and it's good. You know, they're a young team, they're learning, and they're only going to get better if they're doing this. And then Ireland, which is a stadium show as well. Yes. If they're doing this at this stage, 3 years in, then when the budgets start getting bigger, they'll start putting on even better shows, and it's an exciting future.
Absolutely. Live on DAZN this Friday, GBM show in Doncaster. Dave, wish you well, not with the football, but with Lerone at the weekend. We'll catch up with you very soon.
Cheers, mate. Nice one.